Welcome, guys, to a new feature we're going to try out on the show. We're going to do a weekly, what we're calling sprints. Each week, Rob and I will do our own personal sprints and kind of add to the show and be really up to us what we're going to do each week. So I won't know what he's doing, he won't know what I'm doing until we post them, and we'll see how this goes. So today I had training. I had training at a county center, and the thing about training is I used to work downtown and now I don't. So when I go to these like events, I see people I haven't seen in a long time. And I was sitting there and a woman walked in and she looked familiar and I said, I know this woman. So she sat down and then when we were doing roll call, it was someone I actually worked with. Is It was part of my group. And at the break, she actually came up to me and said, "Hi, hi, John. I haven't seen you in a while." And I said, my first reaction was, "What happened to you?" She was she was a used to be a larger woman, and now I'm sitting here looking at this really thin woman, and she goes, "Well," she goes, "John, I've lost 105 pounds since you last saw me, and the last time I seen her was about right at 2.5 years." And I was like, "That's amazing." She was not an active type, I wouldn't think, when I knew her. So it was kind of shocking to see all this weight off of her. And she looked great. And of course, me being me, I have to ask, what did you do? And she said, well, it was the keto diet. And that's funny to me because I've been talking to Nancy recently and thinking that I really need to focus again on diet and really, put an effort into it 100%. Not that I don't eat right and don't give it a good effort, but I've been falling off here and there, and weight's going back up again, and so it was just amazing to me. It's almost like when people when you're thinking about something and then something happens and falls right into your lap. So I've been thinking about ketogenic diets and things like that for about a week, and then here I am at this random training downtown, and boom, right into my lap comes this person who I haven't seen in a couple of years, and she's lost 105 pounds, and it was through the keto diet. So it's very interesting, how that stuff happens. So just if you know what the keto diet is, it's basically a low carb, high fat diet, and um, it's I don't want to say that it severely limits carb intake, but it does limit carb intake to around 25 grams a day. And what that does is basically it's a metabolic state in which the body starts relying heavily on fat for energy instead of the normal sugar or glycogen that's in your muscles. So, chemically, when you're in ketosis, your body produces ketones by breaking down fat to the liver and then transforming them into energy instead of relying on the carbs to generate the fuel for everyday functions. So, basically, ketogenic diets force your body into fat burning. It's not really starving yourself as some people would claim a ketogenic diet is. It's basically trying to teach your body how to burn fuel a different way. And, a lot of people go back and forth with this. They say, your brain operates on sugar, needs sugar, it needs, your body needs sugar. The, the bottom line is that your body's going to get the sugar it needs. Your brain is going to get the sugar it needs. It's going to create it for yourself. That's your body can create sugar out of a lot of things, proteins, anything that your body eats. You don't really need to feed it more sugar. With that being said, your body does need a certain amount of carbs to operate, of course. But I think people go wrong is that you don't need it in the form of sugar, especially in the form of sugar. So you don't enter ketosis by starving your body of calories. You do so by generally reducing the carb intake and replacing with plenty of dietary fats. And this is good dietary fats, not the crap that you find in Oreo cookies or anything processed like that. We're talking about like avocados and olive oil and the good fat. So there are good fats. When you eat fewer carbs, you know your glucose levels go down, which lowers your insulin levels. Insulin creates fat. So that's the fat building uh, gene in your body is insulin. If you keep insulin out of your body's not gonna uh, your body's not going to start shuttling the sugar into fat cells, and it's really as basic as that. So, keto diets, I mean, there's different types. There's a standard keto diet, which is the like your high intake of healthy fats is about 70 80%. Your moderate protein 20 to 25%, and minimal carbs 5 to 10%. Diets based on is probably ideal for recreational runners, fitness enthusiasts, or people looking to lose a lot of weight as soon as possible. Trust me on this. Your body will drop weight. You keep your carbs under 5 to 10% of your daily intake, you will lose weight. Um, where others will say that this goes wrong is that it's not a sustainable diet. I would beg to differ on that. It is sustainable. Um, you're not talking about bad food. You're talking about healthy fat, lean, meat. If you're not meat, you can get plenty of this from vegetables, but so you're talking about greens. You're talking about no sugar. You're not talking about any grains in your body. Anything processed is out, and that includes processed meat. So if you're one of these people, like I have been in the past, that likes to eat salami and cheese, salami is out. Salami is processed. There's no part on the bull that's salami. It's a cured meat. So anything like that is just out. So if you want roast beef, you want to make some beef up and you just have it to your side. Coconut's good. Coconut oil for your sweet tooth. Um, Anything like that. So I mean, you also have the cyclical ketogenic diets. So you have the targeted ketogenic diets. Anything like that is going to be good. So I'm interested to know how many people have actually done this diet in the group and everything. So if you have any thoughts on this, if you have any words of wisdom, let us know and stay part of the group and keep in touch.